today I saw a report about the Clippers not being happy with Kawhi. I mean, at this point, I don't know if it's about the scandal or if they just don't like him anymore, but they might be looking to let him go. I doubt it because we're like a month away from the season. So, but you never know with today's NBA. And
now,
if,
how about we actually talk about the scandal? Because that's really obviously what it's about. Because, it's not even that they might want to let him go. It's that they might have to let him go because they may be getting caught in some real deep waters. Like, this is unprecedented levels of circumvention of the cap. It's not just, I'm going to pay you $1 million here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get you a sponsorship. I'm going to get you damn near $50 million extra on your contract. $50 million, that's like max level cap space. And the last time that something like this happened, I don't know if y'all know about this, about Joe Smith. And I think when he was on the Timberwolves, right? And
I brought it up like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and they paid him under the table, and they got docked 5 draft picks. Now, this is not David Stern's NBA, so we're going to see Adam Silver reacts, but it's definitely still going to be some type of penalty. I don't know what first-round picks the Clippers can even get docked. They have none. But they might be forced to, make Steve Ballmer sell the team, or they might force them to release Kawhi Leonard. This is, legitimately things that they can make them do, because if they can't set a precedent, because then other teams are going to be like, oh, we can just get away with this. A little slap on the wrist. You're going to take away a second-round pick. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my max player. You know what I mean? So this is going to be a real bad situation for the Clippers. They, legitimately could lose Kawhi Leonard completely. He could sign with someone else.
What would happen to Kawhi? Do you think he'd get any penalty for this? Or
I think he should be banned from playing basketball, honestly.
Facts.
I really do.
He wouldn't get banned.
I really
but
do.
his contract
Banned
would be
from all
voided, and
basketball.
and he wouldn't get the rest of his money, probably, and he'd have to
It should
sign
be
with someone
illegal.
else.
It's
And
illegal.
Ballmer would have to sell the
Money.
team, so
100%.
Clippers couldn't be owned by the richest man no more either. So
I feel like he's a good owner too, but I mean, obviously you're in treacherous waters, literally committing fraud for a player. And if Kawhi's making what 50 million under the table, that's insane. So I'm with Gabe, kind of about being banned because of the severity of the situation. If it's true, because he's literally getting 50 million for free.
Yeah,
That should never happen. It should be like you should never play in the NBA. It should be as strict as gambling, basically, because you committing
even
fraud.
worse. It should be worse.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What's
I
the
still think
banning?
he's gonna find a way to get away with it because he's Kawhi Leonard. This isn't like DeJounte Porter or whatever his name is, Michael Porter's brother. Like it's not
DeJounte. Is his name
Whatever his
Javante? I
name
forgot.
his
I don't
job
even know. See, that's the point. It's not a no-name player that's not making as much money as Kawhi Leonard that they can throw to the side. So we'll see, because Kawhi is the household name, and you can't really.
They should force him to retire, for health reasons and for this now.
What if it was LeBron doing this? Do you think they'd force LeBron to retire or
Yes.
I know.
He'd probably be disgraced.
At 41, they'd be like, just hang it up, Unc. We won't
LeBron
disgrace
will not
you.
be forced to retire. Come
Like,
on.
we're going to sweep this under the table if you just call it a career. That's what they'll tell them. They'll be like, yo, we'll pretend we found nothing. We'll pretend we saw nothing, but you got to call it raps, brother. That's what they're going to do with LeBron.
What if they did this with Wemby?
They would make the Spurs release him, but I don't think they'd make him
Nah,
retire
you should
or
get
something.
banned. I think no matter who you are, you should be banned for this type of stuff. Getting paid.
No, because the thing is, I think it's on the organization
It's never on the player.
more than the
it's
player.
It's on the org.
What do you mean
Okay,
the player agreed?
Freaking
Okay,
10,
but it's like-
next 10 years.
Like,
Next
they
10
put it-
years,
they-
you have to give
like,
The
Joe
player
Smith,
doesn't go to the organization like, yo, give me this money under the table. They're like, I just want this money. If you're gonna give it to me under the table, and if that's how I have to do it, I'm gonna get it. But I'm not I don't want to do it this way. So it's probably on the org more.
for Joe Smith, nothing happened to him necessarily besides contract getting voided. Like, he's went to another team and he didn't get as much money on the other team. But it could have been like a timing thing also. But
Do they seize the money?
Yeah,
they
the rest of
voided
the contract is voided.
the rest of the contract. Yeah, they voided.
Alright,
So
what
I
about
think
the
if
end of the table block
he's
that
if
already got?
everything is found to be guilty and shit, I don't think he'll have to sell the team. I'm sure they'll lose something. Like, the team will lose something, but I think
No, I think he might have to sell the team because it's like, yo, why are we if it's that bad and that obvious, they're not gonna let him continue to run the team if he's gonna do shit like this, and they find him liable. I don't know.
Yeah. That would make sense, especially if they don't have capital like that. But when it comes to Kawhi, I think they'll void his contract. He might have to go to another team, but that's pretty much it. I'm sure the other team will still pay him decent money if they can.
I think both. I think Kawhi should be banned. I think the Clippers need a new owner. I think it all should be. It's all bad. It's
Honestly,
all
I think Steve
There's nothing
Ballmer
good.
is one of the better owners in terms of being engaged with his team, going to every
Yeah,
game.
clearly he'll do anything.
Yeah,
Both
right?
parties are at fault. Why would Kawhi accept the offer?
Nigga, love his team. You can't. I know, but you can't fault them for like. At the end of the day, it's the organization. Like, I'm sure the league is looking at it from a perspective of like when he was doing his negotiation. I don't know if it was the one where he first went there or like he got an extension, but regardless, it's like no other team can compete with that bid. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I feel like the league is gonna look at it from that standpoint. Like
That's exactly
the Clippers, like the Clippers
more money that the other
offered
teams
him
can't use.
$50
There's a salary
million,
cap
yeah.
for a reason.
They're for a reason. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, the biggest fault still falls on the organization for offering that to that player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even if it may come out that, because I think that I seen a rumor that that like other team. I don't know if it was the Lakers. I was gonna say it was the Lakers, but I think it might have been, but I don't want to confirm. But another team he was in negotiations with, like an insider had said that like his uncle was asking for like kind of
I read about this. So to
Yeah.
the Raptors, when he was trying to go back to them or negotiating that, Uncle Dennis wanted all the same stuff from the Raptors. He asked the Lakers for this as well, and both of them
Yeah.
said no. Both the Raptors and Lakers said we're not doing this. This is too shady. The Clippers, however, allegedly were willing to give it to him, which is why he chose them. This is what is being alleged. So
That's what's being alleged. Yeah.
yeah, this is it's not looking good either, by the way. There's a lot of
Yeah.
records to indicate that this is all very true. So it's just
And
right now it's not that it didn't happen, it's just was Steve Ballmer negligent? Like they're really just arguing with this, was Steve Ballmer aware that this was a fraud, or was he like in on it as well? That's really what it comes down to at this point. It's not even about whether this happened or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then do you like? There's some blame on Kawhi then too if he's looking for that in their shady business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both parties at fault, 100%.
Yeah.
Kawhi's at fault because he didn't ask any questions. He didn't ask any questions. He wasn't like, oh, so I'm just getting 50 mil. I don't have to do nothing.
The money
I don't have
went
to
in
go
his
nowhere.
pocket. He's cooked. I don't care.
He might. I don't know. You never know. Kawhi might be able to
The
get
money went in his pocket.
claim
Therefore,
plausible
he
deniability.
was okay with it. If he wasn't
No,
okay with it,
he can though, because he could just be like, oh, my team told me,
Yeah, like-
here's the money, like for
Yeah, like he
whatever,
doesn't.
and
He
I-
may not handle all his business himself. You know what I mean? He could be like, oh, like it's just
Yeah.
my team accepts my endorsements.
that's
You
the
know what I
one
mean? Like-
caveat to this whole thing. If he literally didn't touch the money, didn't see the money, like it didn't come to him, that is the only way it's okay. If he was
Yeah,
to
it's
like,
50 million. It's definitely.
if he was to
touching
like,
some
if he was
now.
like get a little bit of it,
I mean,
earning
something
of it,
his
he's
accounts.
automatically cooked.
So like he doesn't have 50 million in the bank to cover that 50 million. You know what I mean? But like
I don't know.
it's like
There's no way he doesn't
so
know
okay.
about the money that's coming in if it's that.
No, of course not. Like even if he says he doesn't, I'm sure he does. But I'm saying like at the end of the day, when it comes to like court and fucking proving it, if they can't prove that,
the
he knew.
problem with this, guys, the
Yeah,
problem
right.
with this situation is different. You know, with court, it's like you have to prove, right? You have to prove something.
Yeah.
The problem is this is a no-show job. So the proof is the fact that he never did any. So the proof is
Yeah.
would have to be like, oh, well, he had pictures or there was receipts
yeah,
or
like
something.
this, some shit.
But the no proof is the proof. The no proof is the proof that you never did anything. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
this
exactly.
situation is like a little different.
Didn't he
Yeah, I
do a
mean,
commercial?
If they do find him guilty, I do think he should be suspended some games at least.
That's why I'm saying it's tough because it's like you have to
Yeah.
prove some type of like it's not even on the burden. I don't think on the people alleging what happened. It's on Kawhi to prove I actually did this stuff and like I actually fulfilled this obligation. I don't think it's on proof to like okay prove to us that this is actually fraud because I think that's already there. I think Kawhi has to defend it and the Clippers have to defend it and say oh we were negligent or we actually did this, which I don't think it's looking like that. So yeah, it's just gonna be tough and it's just up to Adam Silver how nice he's going to be about this because we know him. He tends to be lenient with this stuff as opposed to David Stern. So he might kind of set a bad precedent. This is going to be
You guys
really
see him
important how he
call-
handles this.